वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। एवं सततयुक्ता ये भक्ताः स्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया पर्युपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यमव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम्। सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धया ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषामव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते। ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परा अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धरता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम्। मय्येव मन आधत्स्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः। अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय। अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि। अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यतात्मवान्। श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानात् ध्यानं विशिष्यते ज्ञानात् कर्मफलत्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम्। अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी। सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः। अनपेक्षः शुचिर्दक्ष उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् यः स मे प्रियः। समः शत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः। तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेता स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः। ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्दधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। उपस्थित भगवत भक्तों के रूप में मेरी अपनी ही आत्माओं। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भगवान के मुखारबिंद से निकली हुई अमर वाणी है, और जो भी जीव श्रद्धा सहित इस अमर वाणी को धारण करता है, वो जीवत्व को छोड़कर ईश्वरत्व की प्राप्ति करता है, इसमें कोई संशय नहीं है। ये जीवात्मा चाहे जिस देश में रहे और चाहे जिस भेष में रहे, गीता सबका सब काल में समान रूप से कल्याण करने वाला एक अनुपम एवं अलौकिक ग्रंथ है।
सुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्य दिलक्षम् एकं नित्यं विमलं अचलम् सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। Chitta Sangadosha Adhyatmanitya Vinivritakama Dvandve Vimukta Sukhadukkha Sangai Gacchanthamudha Padamavyayam Tat Sarvasya Chaham Hriti Sannivishto Mattah Smritirgya Namapohanam Cha Vede Jasarave Rahameva Vedo Vedanta Kritave Davideva Jaham Niramana Moha Chitta Sangadosha Adhyatmanitya Vinivritakama Dvandve Vimukta Sukhadukkha Sange Gacchanthamudha Padamavyayam Tat Sarvasya Chaham Hriti Sannivishto Mattah Smritirgya Namapohanam Cha Vede Jasarave Rahameva Vedo Vedanta Kitave Davideva Jaham Vedanta Kitave Davideva Jaham. You can now gently and slowly open your eyes and know that you are a unique and beautiful spiritual being of pure consciousness, and all you have to do is to shine brightly, and you will be helping the world and the universe. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev Maharaj, Boliye Sadguru Maharaj Ki Jai, Geeta Mata Ki Jai, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. On behalf of Swami Geeta Kiran ji and Guru Bhai Joshi ji, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for being with us tonight. Joshi ji, as you must have seen in my email, Guru Bhai Dr. Kapoor Sahab is not available today due to a family emergency. So having said that, I'll hand it over to you. Joshi ji, over to you.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. First of all, I again remind that this full moon meditation is a very significant meditation event because it is also an eclipse. It won't have much effect in American side, North American side, but for Eastern side, it will be seen partially. But it is humbly requested to understand the consequence of eclipse. Moon controls our mentality, our mind. Like there is a disturbance in the calm water, the same way the mentality of most live jeeves, they get disturbed. Their behavior changes. So this is the time to do meditation, study Bhagavad Gita, and think positive as far as possible. Our co-supporter of Gita, Kiran Amonji, has given the link. I will send to all of you the link I have, but you can write down the link that is mentioned in your chat box. It's bit.ly, so you can write it down. And Chicago time will be 8:30. Am I right, Geeta Kiranji? Your Thailand time is same as Chicago time except AM and PM.
In Thailand, you start 8:15, right? 8:15 a.m.
Okay. So Chicago is
Yes, 8:15
AM.
p.m.
p.m. Yeah.
Thailand and Chicago has a very important commonality. Their PM is our AM and our AM is their PM. It's easy to remember. With that said, I will request Dr. U. Prasadji, our teacher of Bhagavad Gita, will be appreciated very much the way he takes. And we feel like we are in a class. And no words to thank him. Lot of work. And also, most of you are getting Guru Prasad. And he has his articles there, every issue. So please go through it. And in the next few weeks, we'll make some changes. I'll check with Gita Kiranji and Guru by Peterji. Because Gita also Minnesota wants to participate. So we will think how we have to accommodate them. I talked to Vivek and said we will give you 10 minutes and decide what to and how to use that 10 minutes. So we have to sacrifice some time from our speakers. But for Dr. Prasadji, we will keep the same. We can increase it, we cannot decrease it. That's the main heart of the matter of this meeting. We'll check with Narendra Kapoorji how to accommodate our 1 hour program. Maybe you can add 5 minutes if necessary because we usually go 5 minutes higher. Also, interestingly, while we were watching the meditation, there was delusion of grandeur what was coming. The cat was looking in the mirror and thinks like it's a lion. This is a big misunderstanding that we have that's called ego. That reminded me of 61st verse of 18th chapter. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hadesya juntishati brahmayan sarva bhutani yantra rurani maya. It is in Maya that we feel that we are doing something. We are bigger, we are poor, we are richer, but Sri Krishna says we are all mounted on a very big merry-go-round. As the instrument moves, we see something and they think that's what we are. But my friends, the power of time is real there. We must respect the time and be as humble as possible. And what I can say is Santusha Sadasam Yogi. If you are satisfied in everything that you do, you face, and you are equal in happiness and unhappiness, everywhere Bhagavad Gita says, Samasatru Mitreshwa Sada Manapamani. So learn to be as satisfied with yourself because everything that you are going through is His wish. He is making everything move in this world. And once we understand and give ourselves to Him, we are balanced, we are satisfied, we are happy because that is not you who is doing it. He is doing it and He will always do it right. Thank you so much. So Dr. Saab, please take it and you might have a few more minutes today. Thank you so much, sir. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you very much, Joshiji. Thank you very much for granting more time today. I will be more relaxed in the presentation. First prayer to Bhagwan and Gurudev. Vansi vibhushita karan navneerdabha Pitambara Darunabimbafaladharostha Purnendu Sundaramukha Arvindanetra Krishnat Param Kimapita Tvam न जाने अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Divine souls, Jai Sri Krishna, Jai Gurudev. You all are aware of the fact that we are going through chapter 5. We must keep in perspective what has been going on so far. We must keep in mind Arjuna's question. And whole chapter subsequent to that has been answered by Bhagwan to this particular question. You remember that Arjuna wanted to know from Bhagwan, please tell me decisively which is better of the two for me. And the two he mentioned, Karma Sannyasa and Karma Yoga. He wanted to have clear understanding from Bhagwan, clear direction from Bhagwan as to which one he should follow, which one is Kalyankari for him. Which of the two, Karma Sannyasa and Karma Yoga. Immediately Bhagwan gives reply and says, the Karma Yoga, Karma Sannyasat, Karma Yoga Vishishyate. Of the two, the Karma Yoga of action, the Karma Yoga, is superior to Karma Sannyas. He gave the answer, but as you will see, in Bhagavad Gita and in all our scriptures, go through the Upanishad, go through all the Shastras, whichever you pick up, you will find that a statement is made and that statement is ratified by clear explanation as to why that statement was made. So beautiful, so scientific, and it is, if it is not understood by someone, it is his lack of understanding. But it has been given throughout Bhagavad Gita. As you can see, Bhagwan is Bhagwan. Arjuna is asking the question. He would have just heard from him, okay, Karma Yoga is better, so okay, take it. No, Bhagwan explains in detail as to why Karma Yoga is better than renunciation. And we have gone through a number of verses. We have also covered verse 6 of chapter 5, where after having said, Sankhya Yogo Prithak Bala Pravadanti na Pandita Ekamapyastaya Samyak Uvayor Vindate Phalam. We have gone through that at the verse 4, and he says that although they are same, it is Bala, those who are not having that good understanding or who are ignorant, they consider them as two, one different from the other. The karma sannyasa being different from karma yoga. But for those who are pandita, knowledgeable, for them they are the same, because yat sankhye prapte sthanam tadyogairapi gamyate ekam sankham cha yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati. We have gone through that, but Bhagavan says that stage which is reached by karma sannyasi is also reached by karma yogi. So, insofar the reaching the destination is concerned, they are the same. Yet, here is word tu. See, in Sanskrit, certain words are very dramatic. Yet, but, what happens? But, sannyaasastu mahabhaho dukkhamaptuma yogatah yoga yukto munir brahma nachirena. But what is happening? If somebody is ayogataha, that means those who has not followed karma yoga, for them sannyasa is dukkhama apti. It is hard for them, difficult for them to follow the path of renunciation. That is the problem. Not insofar the reaching the goal is concerned. Yes, following the path, one path is more difficult to follow, the other is easier to follow. In that context, the karma yoga is better because it can be followed easily. Once yoga is harmonized, then that person goes to Brahma easily. Because what happens? The reason again is given that if you practice karma yoga, what will happen? There will be purification of mind and intellect. There will be chitta suddhi. Unless and until your chitta is not pure, your mind and intellect is not pure, you will not be able to go to the PhD level. You have to have certain requirement before you are able to receive the instruction, perform or listen to the scriptures. You go through the process of mananam, and then will you go to the dhyasanam, that is the jnana yoga, to be able to reach that Brahma, which is the ultimate goal. So, the practice of karma yoga makes the one qualified enough or more easily for him to understand this literature and follow the meditation and follow the path of nididhyasanam to reach the goal. Now, in this verse, again, the question is raised, why it is that difficult? One thing you talked about is about he is devoid of karma yoga. Other thing important is that for sannyasi, there is this kartitva. The difference again is that for a karma sannyasi, he does not have the kartitva bhav. doership. He does not have, when he performs action, then he does not consider himself to be performing the action. Akartitva bhav, no kartitva bhav. That is again very difficult. That means when we are in sansar, then we have to follow the various duties in the world, and in that process you're likely to get involved in the sansar. Somehow or some way, at some place, you cannot completely dissociate yourself from sansar. It is very hard, but that is the requirement of those who are performing in the path of sannyasa. Kartritva bhav is there. It is easier that you perform action, and if there is resultant, you don't go towards that. No bhaktritva bhav. For karmi, those who are path of karma yoga, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala hetu. See, he always emphasizes karma phala, karma phala. So karma phala, for a karma yogi, it is not that difficult to ignore karma phal. मैंने काम कर दिया, अब भगवान तुम जानो. So that kind of attitude is not difficult. But to say that मैंने काम किया ही नहीं, हम काम कर रहे हैं, सारा काम मैं किए जा रहा हूं, और मैं ये सोचूं कि मैं कर्म करता ही नहीं हूं, ये difficult है. That is what Bhagwan is saying. So, number of ways Bhagwan has taken to explain as to why the path of karma sannyasa is difficult, path of karma yoga is easier. And this is corroborated further in the verse 11 of chapter 18, where Bhagwan has clearly says, Nahi deha brata sakyam taktum karmanya sesatah yastu karma phala tyagi satyagi tyavidhiyate. For deha brata, embodied person, a person who is falling in the world, he is not away from the world. He has not distanced himself from the world activities. He is in the world, deha brata, saktum karmanas asesa. Completely he cannot dissociate it with karma. He has to perform karma. He cannot entirely give up karma, or he cannot dissociate himself completely from karma. But if he has renounced the fruit of action, that is karma yogi. He can renounce the fruit of action, and if he has done that in due process of time, he can become a sannyasi. So that is the difference between the sannyasi and a karma yogi. One has to get rid, don't associate with karma, and other dissociate oneself from karma phala. Now, there is another important point is that a karma yogi has alternative to catch hold of भगवान का पैर पकड़ लिया उसने. मैं कर्म तो मैं कर रहा हूं, लेकिन आपके तरफ से मैं कर रहा हूं, मैं आपको समर्पण करके कर रहा हूं. हम मंदिर में जाते हैं, भगवान के लिए सब प्रसाद ले जाते हैं, प्रसाद ले जाकर तुदीयम वस्तु गोविंद तुद्यमेव समर्पयेत्. हम कहते हैं ये भगवान, ये आपकी दी हुई चीज है, आपको मैं समर्पण कर रहा हूं, आपकी ही चीज को. That feeling of a karma yogi has this kind of feeling that he is offering to Bhagwan. So the ability for, or the possibility or likelihood of a karma yogi to offer prasad to Bhagwan and forget about it, and then take it, and prasad he will take it. But when he performing his action, he offers this to Bhagwan, and he says he is taking his own ego out slowly and slowly. As we start praying to Lord with once in a while going to mandir, you start going every day, you perform, then every time, whatever action you yad karosi, yad asnasi, yad jihosi, everything what you perform, gradually and gradually a karma yogi gets into the habit of performing tyaga, his karma phala he is given to Bhagwan. Karma, gradually he starts giving up and giving up. He gets, his eye sense is watered down. His tamasic becomes rajasic becomes sattvic, and that's how he elevates himself. And as he does that, he goes to the state of karma sannyasi. Here he would like to bring upon how similarities, the explanation which Bhagavan gives here about karma sannyasa and karma, exactly similar explanation has been given by Bhagavan in 12th chapter. In 12th chapter, which we all recite, we all know very well, Bhagavan Arjun asked the question कि आपको मैं साकार रूप में पूजा करूं या निराकार में पूजा करूं, आप बताइए उसमें से कौन योग वेत्तमा है. भगवान कहते हैं that it is, दोनों हमारे लिए बराबर है, लेकिन जो मेरी साकार रूप में पूजा करता है उसको मैं अधिक मानता हूं. तो और फिर वहां कहते हैं क्लेश, एक्सप्लेन करते हैं, क्लेशोधिकतरस्ते सा मौव्यक्ता सक्त चेतसाम अव्यक्ता ही गतिर दुखम देहवद्भिर्वाप्यते. So the word dukham comes in here, is dukham about sannyasa. Here again also talks about gatir dukham. Dehavadvir again he talks about dehavrata. So dehavrata for the embodied person to pray to avyakta, unmanifest Brahma ko puja karna dukhtar hai, is difficult to perform as against one with form. So that explanation which Bhagavan has given in chapter 12 about praying to the form or to the formless is beautifully explained here as well. Now let us move ahead to verse 7. What Bhagavan is saying that here Bhagavan is talking about how a person who is karma yogi gradually moves on, and then he can reach the state of that sannyasa, karma sannyasa. What he says here, yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. Here Bhagavan is using, you will see here, Atma, 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 several times used. It must be clear in our mind that in Bhagavad Gita, when the word Atma comes in, it is not necessarily the Atma or Paramatma or Jivatma. It can also mean intellect, it can also mean mind, it can also mean senses, it can even mean a body. So for all these in Bhagavad Gita, you will find here and there, Uddharedatmanatmanam Atmanam avasadayet Atmanye Atmano Buddhi Atmeva Ripuratmana. See, 4 or 5 times Atma has been used. So we will come gradually to that, but just to make it clear that when we read these verses and we see the meaning, we should not question it as to why Bhagavan is using Atma and it means sense, it means intellect. No, it has its meaning in that way, and we should take it that way. Now, what here Bhagavan is using? He says, Yoga Yukto, that means established. When we say Yoga Yukta, he's talking about Karma Yoga. Established in Karma Yoga, Visuddha Atma, that means one is purified, having purified intellect. Vijitatma, one who has conquered the mind. You see, here talking about intellect, here we're talking about mind. Then Jitendriya, that means having conquered the senses. Once these things are there, what is happening? Sarva Bhuta, that is, one who sees the soul of all souls in every living being. I will explain this. One who sees the soul of all souls in every living being, Kurvan Napi, although performing, Nalipyate, he does not get involved, never get involved. The straight meaning is that the Karma Yogi who are of purified intellect, so there is a qualification here. A Karma Yogi who are of purified intellect and you control the mind and senses, sees the soul of all souls in every living being, though performing all kinds of action, they are never entangled. I will explain all those. Let us see one after another what is the meaning of all the words, what Bhagwan is saying here. What is happening here when we say Yoga Yukta? Yes, established in Karma Yoga. So he's talking about that person who is to start with having his performing action as a Karma Yogi. And we know all those, what is meaning by Karma Yogi. He graduates. What happens? He gets, through process of a Karma Yogi, he gets Vishuddhatma. He gets his mind and his intellect gets purified. That is Chitta Suddhi. When he gets mind is intellect is purified, then his mind immediately gets turned towards Bhagavan. He negates the world. His mind, his senses and body, he gets dissociated. Once your intellect is purified, then that is the junction where the spark of divinity enlightens the whole body. So once that is pure and crystal clear, then he starts seeing Bhagavan directly. There is a process of his getting in contact with the Brahma, and then he thinks संसार है नहीं, संसार से उसकी विरक्ति हो जाती है, संसार उसके लिए कोई इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं रहता है, वो संसार को निगेटिव होता है, उससे परे हो जाता है. And of course, Vijitatma, he has conquered the mind. Jitendriya, his senses are under his control. When all these things happen, so what is happening? Yomam pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mahi pasyati. That सम्यक दर्शन भाव उसमें आ जाता है. उस व्यक्ति में जिसने कर्म योग पर चला है, लेकिन in due course of time, his mind, intellect gets purified, his senses and all those things are fully under his control. Then what he is seeing? He is seeing the presence of Brahma in each one individual. Individual में उसे इंडिविजुअल दिखाई नहीं पड़ता है, उस इंडिविजुअल में परमात्मा दिखाई पड़ता है. जब आप किसी संत महात्मा को, जिसको आप महाराज जी, जैसे महाराज जी हमारे लिए हैं, हम जब महाराज जी को देखते हैं तो क्या हमें लगता नहीं है कि भगवान को देख रहे हैं? आप जरा सोचिए इस बात को कि अगर चन्नू मन्नू आया तो उसको आप पैर नहीं पकड़ेंगे, कहेंगे ये चन्नू है या मन्नू है. बट the moment you see Gurudev, you immediately think that you are Brahma in front of you. तो अगर महाराज अपने गुरु के लिए आपके मन में ये भाव है, क्या ये भाव हर एक व्यक्ति के लिए नहीं क्रिएट कर सकते हैं? अगर हर एक व्यक्ति के लिए क्रिएट कर सकते हैं तो आप सब में ब्रह्म देख सकते हैं. Your mind and intellect get so much purified that you start seeing that Gurudev in each one of them. You consider every individual which comes in front of you. you consider them as Bhagwan, nothing else. Because actually, द्वैत भाव जब आ जाता है, when one gets a द्वैत भाव, कुछ नहीं रहता है. Everything, everyone becomes just Brahma for him. That is the state is reached by a person, even though he is starting as a karma yogi, because of the process which that karma yogi goes through, that he gets into the state of yo mam pastis. There is one verse in verse 13, chapter 13, verse 2. Chapter 13 is Kshetra Kshetragya Vibhaga Yoga. In chapter 13, Bhagwan talks about Kshetra and Kshatragya. That means the body and the soul. He makes a distinction between the body and the soul. Beautiful chapter we have gone through during celebrations. Maharaj Ji ka birthday celebration hua tha last year. We went through chapter 13 there. You see that there, it say there is one verse chapter 2. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetresu bharata kshetra kshetragyayor jnanam yattaj jnanam matam mama. That is the verse 2 of chapter 13. So beautifully Bhagavan explains that the kshetragya in you is the same as Kshetragya in all the Kshetragya. किसी भी जीव में जो आत्मा है वही आत्मा मैं हूं और मैं आप में जो है वो सभी में वही है. The presence of same one Brahma, existence of one Brahma in everybody, that is the one which Bhagavan says, I am. I am Kshetragya in all Kshetra. I am the same Brahma. That understanding of pure Advaita Vedanta is given in this verse. One verse contains total some summary of whole Vedanta philosophy, Advaita Vedanta philosophy. So that is the one which one person who is here in this verse Bhagavan is talking about. What is happening to him? Purvanapi nalipyate. He sees presence of Brahma, each one of them, and even though performing action. So see, here the emphasis is that Purvanapi, that means he is performing action, not that he has given up performing action. No, he's performing, and actually nobody can give up action anyway. Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jatu tishtatya karmakrit. Even if somebody in the Himalayan cave, has he not to perform the regular duties of taking bath, going to the toilet, going for food from somewhere, eating, sleeping? Is not sleeping an action? सब ही तो action है. जो भी कर्म, जो कुछ भी तो कर्म, हाथ उठाना, बैठना, उठना, सारे शरीर की क्रियाएं हो रही हैं. All the activities are going on. You cannot remain without performing action. So action has to be performed. Here, Bhagavan is talking about that person who established in Karma Yoga, even if he's performing action, although performing action, he is not entangled. He is totally nirlipt रहता है, uninvolved रहता है. He is not entangled. उसको किसी तरह का पाप पुण्य नहीं लगता है. He is as if he is writing on flowing water. अगर flowing water आप लिखेंगे कुछ भी लिखाएगा नहीं. Now that is this understanding. I try to again bring this kind of table to keep that in mind. This picture can be kept in mind and analyzed as to how one can improve oneself gradually so as to train our senses. These are the sense objects in the world. We have got the sound, touch, form, taste, smell. These are the विषय. ये संसार में शब्द, स्पर्श, रूप, रस, गंध, ये सब संसार के विषय हैं. ये संसार के विषय से हमारी इंद्रियां जो हैं, yes, skin, eyes, tongue, no, all these senses are always bahirmukhi. They are always going towards sense objects. But then, unless the mind is involved, whatever actions they perform, they will not be of any use. When we says na lipyate, that means he is cutting off here. He is not allowing his mind to be associated with senses. Even though the sound is coming, if you have switched off your ear sense, you will not hear. And it happens, we have talked about many times. घंटा बजता रहता है, 12 बार घंटा बोल गया, लेकिन आपको ध्यान आ रहे कितना बज गया, कहीं 12 बजा कि नहीं बजा. But because you are involved in studying something so deeply that बड़ा घंटा घड़ी में घंटा बज गया, आपको सुनाई नहीं पड़ा. Not that your ears were not opened up in the sense that you were not blocked, not that you had any ear disease, but everybody experience that these things happen. You go through, you see, so you walk through the street, you see so many person, but you do not see them, in the sense that you do not allow your mind to be associated with the senses, so that sense did not appreciate the sense object. But then this mind again is associated with soul, consciousness, and that consciousness gives the... Once there is a disconnection here, as I was talking about, then all these things are completely cut off. Even if there is a connection between sense objects and senses, the mind is not associated. And if intellect is completely purified, chitta suddhi ho jati hai, then this thing is completely cut off. The mind, it turns अंतर्मुखी. जो पहले बहिर्मुखी था, जो मन इंद्रियों के साथ इंद्रियों के विषयों में लगा हुआ था, और इंद्रियों के विषयों में लगने के कारण राग द्वेष सारी समस्याएं आती थी, ये सारी समस्याएं मिट जाती हैं. बिकॉज तब मन तो लगता है भगवान में. अगर भगवान में, जब मंदिर आप जाते हैं, मंदिर में आप धार्मिक स्थान में जाते हैं, कितनी बार आप सोचते हैं कि मेरा बैंक बैलेंस क्या हुआ, क्या नहीं हुआ, सब छूट जाता है अपनी जगह पर. यू डू नॉट थिंक ऑफ योर ऑफिस, नॉट यू. अगर आप सच्चे भक्त हैं, अगर आप सच्चे भक्ति भाव से आप भगवान के मंदिर में जाते हैं, तो बिकॉज योर सेंसेस एंड सेंस ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर टूवर्ड्स भगवान की तरफ लगा रहता है, मन आपका भगवान में लगा रहता है, तो मन का ऐसा क्वालिफिकेशन है that if you allow the mind to be associated with X, it will not be associated with Y. ये मन एक ही जगह लगता है. इसीलिए अगर अपने मन को हम ट्रेन करके we allow that mind to be associated with some place, and if mind is associated with Brahma, nothing like this, then all these things will be completely out of gear. They will not be functioning. You will not be associated with all these. And then that state comes when you see चित देखो चित श्याम मई है. जिस महा आप देख रहे हैं वही श्याम है और कुछ भी नहीं है. I think I will stop here today. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prasad. And the simplest thing we can do is to understand Karma Yoga and live the life. And Sri Krishna has said again and again, become Karma Yogi, become Karma Yogi. And Karma Yogi does his work for others. He doesn't take the ownership of the results of the acts. That simply means that he's doing it for others. That other simply means that he's doing for others, seeing them as God. Everyone else is the replica, reflection of God in them, and that's what Karma Yogi looks at. He himself has become a divine entity. And when he does Tyaga, he thinks all the others are divine entities. That is how it's a beautiful session we had today. Thank you so much. And I will extend the time for 2-3 more minutes in case somebody wants to make a comment or say something. But before that, please remember this Saturday is full moon, and don't miss that beautiful meditation of satsang coming from Thailand by Geeta Kiran. Anyone who has any concern, question, comment, please take a minute or so. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for the lectures. Thank you for the participants that make this happen. Every bit of the positive energy is spreading to the whole world. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri
Jai
Krishna,
Shri Krishna.
all
Jai
my
Shri Krishna.
dear brothers and sisters. I want to take 1 minute, if you don't mind.
1 minute, perfect.
My 1 minute, everyone know, but still I will try to take 1 minute. 1 minute के अंदर क्या है, भगवान की प्राप्ति के लिए किसी को भी सुनने का टाइम नहीं है. अगर 10 जने हमारे सामने खड़े हैं, उनको मैं गीता का प्रवचन बोल रहा हूँ, तो अगर मैंने आंख बंद की तो 9 जने गायब हो जाते हैं. ये कैसी लीला है परमात्मा की, भगवान जाने. एक जना रुक जाता है, 9 जने चले जाते हैं. तो उसके लिए मैंने कल हमारे दिमाग में आया है, एक अक्षर से भगवान की प्राप्ति हो जाएगी. तो सब लोग खुश हो जाते हैं. एक अक्षर, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. जल्दी बताओ रमेश, मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है और मुझे भगवान चाहिए भी. और भगवान के लिए टाइम नहीं है. तो उसके लिए परमात्मा ने कल एक अक्षर निकाला है, और आप भी सब लोग उस एक अक्षर के ऊपर थोड़ा ध्यान लगाइएगा कि क्या इस एक अक्षर से हमको भगवान की प्राप्ति मिलेगी. लेकिन भगवान ने खुद बोला है कि अगर आपने ये एक काम किया तो मैं आपके सामने, जैसे विराट रूप मैंने अर्जुन को दिखाया, वैसे आपको भी मैं विराट रूप दिखा सकता हूँ एक अक्षर की तरफ. और वो एक अक्षर है 101%. You have to surrender yourself to the Lord. आपको भगवान के शरण में जाना पड़ेगा. जब तक आप भगवान के शरण में नहीं जाओगे प्रॉपरली, पूर्ण रूप से, भगवान आपके कभी नहीं हो सकते. आपको सरेंडर करना ही पड़ेगा. अब ये सरेंडर इतना जल्दी तो आएगा नहीं, अभ्यास से आएगा, वैराग्य से आएगा, अभ्यास करना पड़ेगा. तो आप थोड़ा सोचिएगा इस एक अक्षर के लिए कि भगवान ने जो बोला है शरणागत, और पूरे भगवद गीता में 18 अध्याय में सर्वगुह्यतम एक ही बार है. सर्वगुह्यतम पूरे भगवद गीता में एक बार भगवान ने बोला है सर्वगुह्यतम. अर्जुन, मैं सबसे बड़ा गुह्य ज्ञान मैं तुमको देने जा रहा हूँ. बार बार नहीं बोला है भगवान ने, एक ही बार बोला है. तो संस्कृत का जो अक्षर है सर्वगुह्यतम, आप इसके ऊपर कंसंट्रेट कीजिएगा. और भगवान ने खुद बोला है कि जब तक आप सरेंडर नहीं करोगे ना, आपको मेरी प्राप्ति नहीं होगी. जय श्री कृष्ण.
Yes.
Jai Shri Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.
Hope to see you all at the full moon session.
I think it's tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow
By what
night.
time? By what time?
Mine is here is 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., 8:15 p.m. You will be
Okay.
30, I think.
Here will be 6:30 in India. Yeah.
It is Saturday or Friday? It is Saturday, right?
Saturday. It's Saturday, our Saturday night. Yours will be Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Day
That's
after
correct.
tomorrow.
And
Okay.
the crystal and Gita frequency will make us all look younger also.
Yeah.
It's 6:45 in India
Jai Shri Krishna.
in the PM. 6:45 PM in India.
Yes, 6:45.
PM in India, AM in US.
Yeah.
Yes, आपका मॉर्निंग होगा, हमारा रात होगा.
Yeah.
आपका चंद्रमा की उदय के साथ होगा, हमारा सूर्य की उदय के साथ होगा.
हाँ जी.
हम तो पाताल लोग वासी हैं.
And this Saturday full moon session will start with Joshiji's explanation, sharing the knowledge about the full moon, especially this Saturday full moon, the power and both positive, negative energy and the benefits, or negative energy also can happen if we did not do it.
Because of eclipse.
Yeah, because of the eclipse. Okay. So see you all Saturday.
Yes, everyone.
Jai Shri
Yes.
Krishna, Joshi. Jai
Yes,
Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone.
Jai
Jai
Shri Krishna.
Gurudev.
Everybody.
Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, Panama time will be 8 o'clock morning, correct?
Panama time, same old time. Can you remember? Last time you were with us?
8 o'clock morning, yes.
What's the
Saturday
time right
morning.
now at your end, Geeta? What's your time?
Now my time is 7:30 in the evening.
Yeah, so 8:15 in the morning. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, great. Thank you. Jai
Thank
Shri
you.
Krishna.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yes.